Hi everyone. Sorry I haven't posted when I got back off of vacation, but my life has been pretty hectic this past week. Got myself a new department head, and he is not doing very well with me. You see, first things first. The very first time I met him, which was on Tuesday, he says he needs something from me. Well, I have to print it off first. So I say as soon as I do that, I'll be right there. After I'm done having mouse problems, of course, because when I come back off of vacation, what ho, my wireless mouse decides it doesn't want to work anymore. Not even 1 minute later, he pops his head back in and he says, "Waiting on you, Underwood." I'm like, damn. We haven't even been formally introduced yet, and already this guy is getting on my nerves. That ain't good for him. But whatever. I carry on about the day, and for the entire week, this guy is giving me nothing but shit. I don't know what the hell I did to piss him off. Which isn't a goddamn thing. I didn't do anything. But yeah, not working out well. Then, of course, his big thing was he likes being a woman. He loves changing his mind all the time. For example, he wanted me to make a copy of a certain document that goes into all of our case files. And he wanted me to grab a copy of that one document from all the case files that we have, and to give them to him for his review. Well, I grab all the case files, and make all the documents, make all the copies of the document, hand them to him for his review, and then he says, "I want these back in their case files, and give me the case files so I can review them." And I'm thinking, where the hell was that when I was making all these copies? I could have just handed them to you and saved myself a half an hour. Or however the long hell it took me, I don't know. And yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, constantly have me do something, and then change his mind and have me do something else along those lines. Or he would just have me doing something just stupidly tedious. For example, we have this program, and we have this database in Microsoft Access, and he wanted me to print off this database. It's not that small, I'm telling you. It's like 48 pages, and I'd have to print it all out and then tape it together so the grids all match and whatnot. And I told him that it would be monstrously big were I to do that, and he tells me to print it out anyway. So I spend a good hour not only printing this thing out, but folding the paper and taping it all to where it makes this nice, great big, gigantic, I don't know, I'd say 5-foot by 4-foot grid, and I hand that to him. That's just completely stupid. But, and the best part was he extended my working hours for an additional 2 hours. So, yeah, I'm feeling the vibe. But, yeah. He redeemed himself there at the end of the week. He apparently he wouldn't tell me exactly what was said about me, and I didn't ask who told him, because I know better than that. He wouldn't tell me even if I did ask. But he got the impression from someone else that, not in his exact words, but I'm very good at reading between the lines, so here's between the lines what he said. He heard from someone that I was a fucked up piece of shit that didn't know what the hell I was doing. So that's why he was treating me like shit for the entire week, and of course my good work, makes me look good. And it proves whoever that lying son of a bitch wrong is. Whatever. So, okay. He tells me that. He more or less apologizes. He doesn't outright say, I apologize for treating you like shit. And he has. He will admit it. He has admitted that he's been treating me like shit because he talked it over with my work center supervisor. But, yeah, I overheard that. He doesn't know. Unless he watches YouTube. He does now. But anyway, the shit... I told him, thank you, I appreciate it. Maybe, I guess this means that he'd be getting off my back now. And what does he do Friday? The same day he tells me that his initial impression of me was wrong. He walks me into his office and, reading between the lines again, because I'm so good at that, he basically tells me I look like I'm just completely fucked up from head to toe. Saying that my hair is unkempt. I don't think he knows the meaning of that word, because unkempt means you got hair just sticking out everywhere and it doesn't look combed at all. Now, my hair, while it looked mussed, like somebody had done this with it, and then you just pat it down. So yeah, my hair was combed. It just looked a little mussed. According to him, that's unkempt. I don't believe him, because I know better. Then he says that my tie was too short, even though it's a clip-on, because the tie is supposed to reach below the belt line. My tie did reach below the belt line. It's just that my shirt was untucked a little bit, making him think that. Then he says that my shoes need to be shined. Well, first things first, no they don't. Actually, what he originally said was they needed to be polished, and they were. And then he started saying, yes, but shining them is good, blah, blah, blah. Now, when it comes to military regs, let me get into the light here, I noticed it looked a little dark there. When it comes to military regs, the standard regulation is that shoes are well blackened, and that shining is a personal preference. So, let me see here. He treats me like shit. Get that finger over there. Yeah, he treats me like shit. Pretty roundabout apologizes for it. Then he treats me like shit again. There's that whole woman thing, changing his mind. I tell you, if this guy is intentionally trying to piss me off and lose my respect, he's doing a damn good job of it. I am this close to telling him to take my job and shove it up his ass. And in fact, I think I may as well just go ahead and complain to the chaplain about him. I'm mighty tempted to do so. We'll see how it works out. Other than that, vacation was great. Nothing interesting kind of happened. I was hoping to make a big furniture move, because if you've been a follower of any of my videos, and I don't know why you would, but anyway, you'd notice that all my furniture is right here in the upstairs room here. You got the TV right there. You can see my lamp, sorry. There's the TV. Anyway, I got the Xbox right beside that. It's all sitting on the kitchen table, by the way. And of course, my computer is here, printer, blah, blah, blah. Bed in the bedroom, but otherwise, the downstairs is pretty empty, except for the fridge. And when I went home, I was planning on bringing in some living room furniture, so that way I could finally get my living room decorated, take the TV downstairs, and finally have, more room to work with. But sadly, every single truck we had in our family, something was wrong with them. And we're too poor for rental trucks. But I was able to throw some end tables into my car. That was about it. So the whole furniture thing is gonna have to wait for some other weekend, when my dad has his first available opportunity. Oh, yeah. My tags for my car expired on December, and there was this big hoopla that I was, because, this was a long weekend. The beginning of the month was a very long weekend, going from the 31st all the way to the 2nd. So finally, on the 3rd, I wasn't able to renew my tags beforehand because apparently I didn't pay my personal property tax, which was bullshit because I never received a bill for it. So I had to waste my time for those 4 days doing absolutely nothing, waiting people to show back up to work again, just so I can call them up and say, hey, how much is this tax? So I can pay it off and finally get my tax done. So after going through all that drama, I finally got that taken care of, and my tags are now up to date. So, new boss not rubbing off on me very well. Vacation was good, but because of new boss, I now need another one. Life is good.